So hello everyone, my name is Real2911 and today we're going to be talking about some of the stuff that happened in this year. I'm going to be talking about some of the games, some of the movies, and also some personal stuff. Some stuff that happened to me during this year, which was sort of stressing. I mean, it was a good year, it's always a good year. It always has these difficulties here and there. It always has problems, stressful things, but this one in particular got into me because some stuff at the end of it. Not really in the beginning. The beginning was really great. I had some good moments, so let's get started. Now about the games. Where do we begin about the games? I mean, we had got some really good games, like for example Uncharted 4. We got Overwatch, which is a really cool game. I never played it really. I've just seen some gameplays. As you can see, I played Paladins because, yeah, I don't have a really good PC. I can really play it, but I've seen that it's a cool game, and if it's like Paladins, then I'm sure it's really great, and it really has got this great respect among all the gaming community. Well, Battlefield 1, for example, I thought it was going to suck really, because I mean, if Call of Duty and the last Battlefield, what was it? It was Battlefield Frontline, I think, the one where you had to be a. It was like cops and robbers. It was a simulator really, and I was like, what is this? It could have been just a DLC, it could have been an add-on, it could have been whatever except a full game. The other thing that got me a really bad spine about the Battlefield 1 was Star Wars Battlefront, because I mean, the game looks really good. It has some photorealistic graphics, but I mean, the graphics aren't all. They really aren't all. You can have the prettiest game running at 1080p, 60 frames per second, but if the gameplay is just dual, if you don't have that many customized options when it's a shooter, an online shooter, and when you don't have that much variety, and you restrict your players with add-ons and pay to win sort of situations, I mean, it gets really boring fast. What else do we got? Metroid Prime Federation Force. Oh boy. I played Federation Force. I played a demo. I played the game because one of my friends got it. I also played Blast Ball, the sort of demo full game we got from the eShop, and it really just bored me, and I was really annoyed because I kept shooting the ball, and I saw the other players shooting it too, but the ball wasn't even reacting. The ball was just going to wherever he wanted. It wanted. So I was like, well, it was trying to imitate Rocket League, which Rocket League is a really cool game. I've seen gameplays, I've seen my friends play it, and it's a really cool game, and it's really innovative. It has power-ups, it has customization, it has really deep stuff in there. And they tried to copy it, Nintendo tried to copy it, I mean, obviously, because they try to get more money, but it wasn't really that great. It was just boring, and it was the same arena over and over and over. And the only customizable options you got were, I think, some power-ups. I think so. And also you had the amiibo. I mean, obviously, they had to put the amiibo in, because if not, that was going to suck. And yeah, it's just some like costumes here and there. Not even a costume. I think it, for some of the amiibo, it was just a paint job, and that's it. Also, if you played the demo, you got an exclusive like sort of paint job. You could also, the progress you made in the demo would be passed on to the game. But really, I don't think that someone else had played the game far enough to get so many skins or paints, or I think it got it to two. Another cool game that I got to play, a demo too, and some of the game because I couldn't pass it because it was of one of my friends. Kirby Planet Robobot. Now, Kirby Planet Robobot, I played Triple Deluxe, I have it, and Kirby Triple Deluxe was just like Kirby's Return to Dreamland, but in the 3DS and with a new power up, and with some 3D effects here and there that were kind of cute, kind of nice. Also, when Kirby just smashed through your screen because it got bumped by a giant head or something like that. The background, how you jumped from the background to a place near or even more far, that was really cool. But yeah, overall it was just the same Kirby thing. And now with Kirby Planet Robobot, they got a bit more innovative. I mean, you had some of the same levels, but in a different art style. Like they were all tech and robotic, and you had this giant robot instead of the Supernova, because the Supernova didn't even have any logic. But now the giant robot did have some logic, and it was really cool. I enjoyed my time using the giant blades, the saws when you get to launch them, and it was really fun. Other games. We had Doom. I have seen some gameplay of it. I haven't played it, and I think it looked really cool. It looked really fun. It has a multiplayer too, so I mean, why not? And it's one of the best games. I think it's the best shooter, the best action game. I don't really know. But yeah, we got some good games, we got some bad games, like my number 9. I was planning to buy the Wii version. I got to play the PC version, and I didn't really like it. I was going to back it up. I mean, I was going to be on the Kickstarter. I was going to back this project because it seemed really cool. I've just played like 1 or 2 Mega Mans in my life, and I wanted to get invested more into this huge world of Mega Man. So, but I didn't do it, and here we are with a better than nothing game, which is really awful. Just plain bad. I mean, it had 4 million. I think it got 4 million Kickstarter, and I've seen better games made with less money. Like, for example, I've seen obviously the comparison between the 40k and 4 million, which was an Xbox Live game, which name I can't recall right now, but I mean, it had a much better art style. And I think that was the problem, that they tried to change the art style. It was supposed to be a 2D game platform like Mega Man. It was supposed to be like with environments on 3D, like Shantae Half Genie Hero, which is also a great game. It's a great game to close the year. But yeah, they tried to imitate that sort of art style. They tried to make it retro, but then I don't know what clicked on them, that they said, oh no, we're going to change it to a 3D. And the 3D looks like it's just like plastic, but not good plastic, not like the Amiibo plastic, no, just like regular plastic that it's cheap. I don't know from which country, but that plastic that you see and you immediately know it's just a bad product. What else? In movies, well, we got some good movies and some bad movies, some meh movies. I mean, it really didn't got to me. Good movies. We got Zootopia. Obviously, it was one of the best movies, I think. What else? We also got a Deadpool, which I saw on my birthday. It was a really cool movie. I really enjoyed it. My brother got to see it too because he was like, here in Mexico, it wasn't even, I think in the USA it's rated R and it's only 18 up can go see it. Well, here, 15 and up could go watch it. So I got to watch it with my brother. We had a great laugh. We had a great moment. I mean, obviously without my parents because they're like not into that stuff. They don't really like, that sort of stuff. And immediately when I saw the first like M scenes or R-rated scenes, I obviously thought my parents would have just gone out of the cinema room, right, like this. So yeah, we also got a sort of meh movie, Angry Birds. I mean, it was good until the point that the pigs arrived. I mean, up to that point, it was sort of funny. It had some mature jokes here and there, It was a great movie, not a great movie, I mean, a good movie up to that point. But then when the peaks arrived, it was like this sort of, I don't know, I even uh, looked at my brother and thought, really? They're doing this kind of awful jokes and they're doing this sort of, I don't know, it was just awful. Up to that point, the movie was awful. Then after the peaks just go away, the movie immediately gets like a 180 turn and it gets a bit better like it was in the beginning, but not really. I mean, the ending was sort of predictable and it didn't really do something different. It was the same old story that, oh yeah, you got this down guy. This guy is just bad. He's just awful. Nobody likes it. And then he comes back and he's the hero all of a sudden. And that's what I didn't like. What else? Suicide Squad. Some mixed reviews as well as Batman vs Superman. I mean, both movies had some really good stuff in there, but I mean, Batman vs Superman needed a lot more action. I think it needed a lot more action. It was a lot of scenes that I don't think were needed there. A lot of scenes where I know it has a plot. I know I've seen the comic, which is it comes from that it's Frank Miller, I think, and I'm like, okay, they had this like internal conflict, like in Civil War. Civil War was also a great movie. It has some points here and there, but I mean, it could have been like Civil War, and it could have been even better if they had focused on the action and the internal conflicts rather than just, oh yeah, some scenes because they're talking about why Superman shouldn't use his moves and why are you doing this and that, and there's a lot of talking here, and even more in the extended version, I think. And Suicide Squad, I think it was a good movie. I mean, it was predictable, some of the stuff. Harley Quinn at the end, not really a thing that I think Harley could have done, because she's not like that. But yeah, also we got some really bad movies like the Assassin's Creed movie. It's just awful, awful. I mean, the main point of Assassin's Creed, the games, is being in the Animus, being there and just staying there and just reliving the past and killing everyone. I mean, not everyone, but you know what in Assassin's Creed you do. So yeah, I played Assassin's Creed 3, 2, 1. I played Black Flag. I played some of the DS games, and the movie, I don't know what they were thinking about, that the movie should have been all about Abstergo and this hidden facilities and the jail and wherever they... No. The game is about assassins in the past, in rather it be in the distant past, in the year, in the 15th century, in the 16th century, in the revolution, in the Industrial Revolution. I mean, the movie should have focused on that. But no, they went for something easier, for something just boring and dull. And I mean, Michael Fassbender tries to do his best job there, but he couldn't really do it. Another movie. We've got Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. It was a really great movie. I really liked it. Also, the creatures in there, they really looked alive, not like just a CGI just put in there. I mean, they really felt alive. They were moving around, obviously doing whatever they were doing. The actors looked really involved in this project. I mean, they really got some good actors there. The story was great, and the ending was really, really good. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just seen all the Harry Potter movies. I haven't read any of the books. I didn't know who the bad guy at the ending was until I asked my brother, because he knows obviously about a lot of books. And I mean, it's a really cool movie. It's really good. What other? Moana. Moana was also a good movie. I mean, it's all obviously a musical movie. It had some cringy stuff here and there because I mean, uh, the Spanish dub is somewhat, it's not the same. They try to say the same things as in English, but sometimes they overreact them, or it just sounds weird. It just sounds funny, and yeah, that's basically some movies that I've seen. I've also seen. Um, oh yeah, what was it? The Conjuring 2. That's its name. It's with the guys that had Annabelle. That movie was also really cool. It got me really frightened. I almost couldn't sleep at night, and it got some really cool like jump scares here and there. I was also as I left the room, I saw some old aged people going in there, and I was like, they're going to get a heart attack if they see this movie because it's just so good, so scary. It got really what scary movies should be. Not only jump scares. I mean, obviously some jump scares here and there, but it shouldn't focus on that thing, on jump scares, because if not, it's just predictable and stupid. What else we got? Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange was an unexpected great movie. I thought it was one of the best Marvel movies we've ever seen. My parents also related to it because I mean my dad's a doctor. He knows about some medical stuff, and as he was watching the movie and he saw uh, Doctor Strange's hands getting torn out and just that he couldn't even do anything with them anymore, he was like, "Oh man, this is really the end of his career. This is just out, out." And I mean, yeah, it was a really good movie. It has some action scenes. I liked a lot the visual effects it had. Like for example, when they were turning around, like in what was it, like in Inception, but with a lot more focus on action. Because in Inception, you could only see them like walking and going here and there, but here they fight while some of the buildings are upside down, some are doubled. They alter reality while battling. All this sort of crazy stuff that happens around here. What else? The Secret Life of Pets. I haven't seen it. And they say it's a really cool movie. X-Men Apocalypse. It was also a great movie. So yeah, it was sort of a bad year. And now we get to the part where I talk about my personal stuff. So basically, to just add it up, my year was really stressful. From like August and over August. No, June and just going on from June. The thing is, I got some nose problems. I needed a surgery. I had to stay in bed like 3 days with my nose obviously covered and only like 2 tubes to breathe. It was really awful. Sometimes I couldn't even breathe. I had to breathe from my mouth. And then it all went down because as I got into college, I'm actually studying system engineering. As I got into college, I got some really radical changes. For example, now I have to take classes on the evening. I know it's sort of dumb that I'm just complaining about it, but yeah, it's a big thing to me. I hadn't really taken any classes on the evening except for extra classes like for example swimming or sports, something like it, and it all changed from there. Well, I've also had some new teachers. I knew some of them. Some of them I didn't, but some of them really like. One of them specifically annoyed me. It was my basic electronics teacher. He was a new teacher, a newly hired teacher, and I didn't really like how he taught. I mean, he was just giving us all the information and we have to copy. That's all. That's the class. And for practices with him, we only had like these sort of small practices and then just one practice about a thing. For example, capacitors. We only have a practice on capacitors. On LEDs, we only had one practice on LEDs. On how the product board is used. Only one practice, and it was like, oh yeah, this is the instructions. Here you go. I can guide you here and there, but mostly you have to do it. And he didn't really explain that a lot. Also, a teacher that really stressed me out. I think his class is one of the most difficult I've had, and both because of the class itself and he as a teacher, because he missed classes like 1 month and a half. He didn't go to classes. He never even sent us an email because he wanted us to give him a Gmail account, sorry, and we gave it to him. I had to create one, and he never really taught us something, because what I know about databases, it was a database teacher. What I knew about databases was because I had a really great teacher on object programming. He's a really great teacher. He taught us some database stuff here and there, and he taught us a lot more than this teacher, I think, because the other guy was just, oh yeah, here's the information, here's what you have to do it, here's your practices, go do it. Oh, but fast, because the time's running and clock's ticking, so we gotta move fast because we're out of the program. And I was like, okay, but how do you want us to get practice? How do you want us to know about databases if you're just running us up? And then the first exam came. And for the first exam we only had seen some theoretical stuff, how a database was created, how it's confirmed, how it's created, how it's managed, how in the past databases were managed. And we thought that, well, the exam is going to be theoretical because he's only teaching us theoretical things. No, the exam was a practical exam, and we had to do a sort of program that was sort of a database, but not using databases, using Java. And it was with whatever programming language you wanted, but it was really difficult because we hadn't seen how to alter text. We didn't really know how to alter binary code because he wanted it in both text and binary. So everything you did had to be like mirrored in the text or in the binary. For example, you added a new client in the text. Well, it also has to be in the binary. You modified a client. It also has to be in the binary if you do it in the text, and vice versa. You deleted someone. It has to be deleted both in text and in the binary. And the same for everything. And it was really difficult. I had like 3 or 4 days just locked in my room, and I had to work on it. I just barely got out of my room just one time to go to IHOP because I had to chase IHOP. I had to get some breakfast there with my family, and that was all. That's all I got. I got obviously an A+, thank God. But the other guys, let's just say they didn't really pass that exam. They just got blown out. And the same for the next exams. They were really difficult, really not difficult, but like, for example, we had to insert 8,000 names with telephones, a client's description, everything to do with the client. 8,000. No, 2,000. And I wasn't going to like write them all, so I used my Java skills that I got from the object programming professor, and I filled them up like automatically, and that was it. And I also got a 10. But the next 2 exams, he emailed us the exams. One class after he was supposed to give us the exams, he said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to give you the exam on Thursday. There are some things I have to write on it, some things I have to check. Well, I'll give you the exam on Thursday." Okay, so we go on Thursday and he never appeared. He just emailed the exam the next day at 10 a.m. Both the third exam and the final exam. And they were like the same. You had to fill up tables, and the final exam was to fill up tables with 72,000 data, and it was really annoying. And there was also another table that was even bigger than that. I think it was 75 data, but that one filled automatically because it was like a sort of agenda. It filled automatically whenever you added something to the database. You had to obviously tell the database that it had to write everything that you did there. But yeah, it was really annoying, and that's what really got into me. I also had a lot of stress because of the other classes. Some of them I got it out really easily. Thank God, I got A plus on all of them. I got 10 A plus. No, it's like 6 A plus. So it was a really stressful year. At least half of it. The other half was just really good. I had my free time. I had classes in the morning. I got to play a lot of games. I got to play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess for the first time. Some good memories with Zootopia, with my friends on Facebook, everything. So yeah, that was 2016. Also, on the sad thing, we lost a lot of people, a lot of actors, singers, actresses, sorry. You named it, 2016 just robbed us from it. Especially lately, Carrie Fisher, Juan Gabriel, Paul Walker. A lot of actors and actresses. So yeah, this 2016 I just wanted to get over. I just wanted to end so that 2017, I'm sure it will be a lot better than 2016. And I just hope that the world's better with all this crazy stuff that's happening around. So I hope you have a great New Year's celebration. I hope you have a Merry Christmas. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment if you agree with me. If you don't, then just tell me. I'm open to all of your comments, suggestions, everything you have to say. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.